Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading. So the image I get of you, and it's kind of hard to explain, but it's, oh wow, I see this really amazing bird with these bright yellow wings. I don't think I've seen anything like it before. Wow, that was really amazing. And as you know, I always read whatever I see in my dreams, in my readings, but it is a sense that I've never seen a bird like that with such bright yellow wings. Really amazing. So it might be, because the image I got for you was like, it was like your head was just turning into this musical symphony of like energy that was just flowing up into spirit. And it was like these energy kind of flows, like waves is what I'm trying to say, a bit like frequencies, like sound frequencies, but it was all golden light, and there was this sense of it was all going up to spirit, and it was like quite an amazing experience that was going on inside your mind at this moment where spirit was connecting to some ideas perhaps, and it was, potentially could have been like some kind of very highly inspired creative energy, or it could have been a moment of union between your mind and spirit. It was just, for a feather's sanctuary rest, perhaps it is to do with your dreams, quite literally, that the fact that I said that, sanctuary rest. Absolutely. Perhaps there's messages coming through in your dreams at this moment in time. Fascinating. So pay attention to your dreams, because there could be little messages from spirit coming through. It might even be that people are trying to connect you through your dreams, which is really interesting. So it feels like high spiritual or intuitive messages coming through, which is fascinating. Fascinating energy. So they're kind of saying whether this is through, it is very much connected to a dream of some sort. So it could quite literally be a physical, because what they're saying is this doesn't have to be, you don't have to be asleep. And it's like the sleeper, something has awoken. The sleeper has awoken. It's like an awakening. But the message is coming through in that moment where you're kind of not conscious of it. Yeah, it's like, so it's interesting what's with the bear. You could imagine, like, just look at it. It's in this sense that, of course it's sleeping in this, but even you can be like that in waking life where you're just not really conscious of something that's happening. But then when you do become conscious of it and awaken to this energy, it's this energy, a sense of enlightenment that comes through with it. But there's joy in seeing this and connecting to this, which is interesting. Now, the other thing that's coming through is the Sword 8 Mercury Gemini. And we've seen a lot of this actually this week, because it feels like a lot of you are breaking free of limitations or even limited ways of thinking, restrictions around you with the Sword 8 Mercury Gemini. So, it's even like for some of you, like sleep might be an important thing if you are having restricted sleep or interrupted sleep, or there's something going on with your sleep patterns. This could be the week to kind of address it, or perhaps it's interesting. But I do feel like there's something that frees you, a message that frees you, and a connection that frees you from a limited space. So I do feel like there's potentially another person here as well, and it may be that you're dealing with somebody else's limited forms of thinkings or limitations around it. But, this can even be like I'm kind of getting dream lover stuff. It's all a bit like, up there in the 5D kind of thing. It could be that there's limitations about you two physically being together, but in your dreams you can connect on that higher level. You can connect as well. So interesting. We've got the Queen of Swords. Here's the clear head that's coming through. Okay, so that's interesting. Oh, the Empress. Okay, something really beautiful and fertile is coming through with the Empress. She represents Venus. And interestingly, Venus is in Gemini at the moment. You've got Mercury, Gemini. Venus is going to be in Gemini. Here she is in the element of air. The Empress represents Venus. We can see her sign there. And she's chatty. She's flirty, she's sociable, she's wanting to have conversations. Now, It doesn't mean that you're going to be overly sociable. You might be, some of you, depends on who you are, but I really feel like there's a significant conversation that comes in at this moment, which precipitates this sense of, oh, okay, I can do this, that can bring in the abundance, the Four of Wands. So there's the 1111 that's coming through with this. There's a sense of, yes, there's messages coming from angels or spirits that are coming in around this. The Empress rules a great outcome. She rules love. She rules money. So the Four of Wands is like, what is it that you really want? Because you're kind of dreaming it. There's a dream, and is a dream going to become a reality or not? That's the big question. The Ten of Wands. There's been something around the home or something that you've been carrying around that's been quite heavy. With the Ten of Wands, it could have been to do with responsibilities, like quite literally the Ten of Wands and the Four of Feathers is that some of you have been restricted by working too hard or taking on too many responsibilities, and you need a big rest. So the Four of Wands represents more balance and harmony coming in around the home, your living situation, and that can definitely be work-life balance that's coming through with this. But at the base, we've got the Nine of Cups, which is things are going to start lining up and you're going to be really, really happy with this. There's a sense of fulfillment in releasing that thing that was heavy, that you're like, I realize I can't do this anymore. So there's been limitations around it. I'm tired, but I've got a clear head here with the Queen of Swords, and I've made some decisions, and I've said yes to abundance and no to feeling tired and overworked and overburdened. So we've got this Queen of Wands, which means you're being very discerning this week. You're like, okay, because she's the Queen of Wands. We've got a couple of wands here. The Four of Wands is like working out what it is that you truly want. And this can be related to a relationship as well. Sometimes the Four of Wands is happy home, happy heart, halfway to marriage kind of energy, where you're at a point within a relationship where you're thinking, are we ready to move off to the next stage? Is this a good platform? Have we built something solid here? And it's kind of like a turning point within a relationship, a friendship, in your life at this moment in time, or just your life in general, about what it is that you're wanting. It's like, okay, is this solid, what I've built, what I've got here, and is it bringing harmony? So, and abundance. I mean, we can see that little wreath here of the little wreath of abundance here over the home and the partnership. So that's what the Empress is wanting to bring in. But the Queen of Wands, this is you actually. And this is where you're going, right, what do I want? Who do I want? How do I want it? And so, and very, like I said, the Queen of Wands knows exactly who the best person for the job is. And so she'll like go, this is like I said, it's a very discerning energy, not gender specific, but it's just a sense of, I know that's the person that is great for this. That's the person I want. And this is blah, 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 blah. So you're kind of connecting all the dots and going, right, I'm becoming very, very clear with the two queens here about what it is that you want and what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to this week. So that's really an important message to come through here. And this idea of sanctuary and rest with the Four of Feathers is really important. And I just noticed the fire ants at the bottom, which can be something that comes in when you're working too hard. You kind of burn out. But which can be the Ten of Wands as well. But yeah, the sanctuary and rest, it's important to make sure that there is a place that you can come back to, or a person that you can come back to and fall into their arms, or fall into your bed, fall into your lounge with a glass of wine, whatever it is that after having to be out in the world where it's all exhausting, you're dealing with a lot of intensity and things are being thrown at you, you need that space to come back to. And it's a very Cancerian theme, actually. There's a lot of comfort about coming back home. And this can have a deeper ramification in terms of looking at your roots or coming back home to yourself. So, but it could quite literally just be, because we are in Cancer season, we're in your fellow water sign. So this is a nice energy of feeling perhaps more comfortable with being more at home with some emotions and some feelings and some places in your world, or even relationships. So yeah, the energy of home is really, really important. So, wow, look at this, the black egg. I love it, Scorpio. I love it. And actually, it's interesting the black egg. This is a message from spirit that we were saying. You were getting this connection with spirit at the start, that there's something, the black egg always represents power, you know, it represents power, and that there's something about to birth, but it has this intensity and it has an unknown quality, like we don't know exactly what it is. It's magnetic, but you just get a sense that it's there. And so this is where, when in your dreams, in your sleep, the universe is going to tell you about this black egg that's about to birth in your life. And so you're going to get it through these intuitive means, which is really fantastic. And this is what I love actually with the Queen of Wands is, and I was kind of getting when I was looking at her that this black cat was going to be significant. And but I'm like, oh, well, she doesn't seem significant at this moment. But as soon as the black egg came out, I'm like, okay. It makes a lot of sense, because look at this little black cat just looking straight at you. Just going, I see you. I see you, and you see me now. And so we can't ignore this anymore. So whoever you're having this conversation with, there's a sense of, I know, I can see that black egg. I can see what's inside here. I can see what the potential is. And I feel like, you know, I do feel like you potentially liking what you're seeing, but it's going to be different for all of you. And so this can be mirrored back to you in terms of a relationship as well. Like suddenly it's like, I see you and you can see me, and you can see the things, the private things inside of me I don't often show other people. But it's like somebody got in through this soul connection, and that can be quite fascinating. It's like you're both seeing each other through this lens of seeing into each other's souls. So quite a fascinating connection. But ultimately what it is your soul talking to you and showing you what this black egg is, something of great power is about to birth in your life, which is why it's saying make space for it, make room, make way. The black egg is coming, and it's very scorpionic, this black egg as well. It's sort of like very Plutonian and Scorpio. So it's like say no to some things in order to make room for it. So say yes in order to make room for this. It's very much coming with the Empress as well. So this is nice. And we've got the 1111, so there's messages from spirit. But one of the ways in order to kind of be able to work with all this energy is this sanctuary rest energy as well, of making sure that you've got getting some good sleep and that you can possibly processing a lot of these energies through your dreams. So yeah, interesting. And even when you're in that dream state, you're kind of opening up to working with your guides and your soul energy, having those conversations that you're not conscious of. So that's where you're becoming more conscious of a conversation that perhaps you've been having in your dreams for a while now. And now it's like, I see you, I hear you, I can understand it. So it's the awakening. I understand what this message is. So interesting. So it's going to be different for all of you. I feel like some of you, it's going to be that coming through the intuitive dream state or an unconscious state. So you can be awake for this, and it's just something that comes in through your kind of crown chakra or knowing. But it can also be reflected through a very intense sort of soul connection with somebody else as well. So fascinating, very fascinating. Yeah, but I feel like this is where there's a message from one of your planetary rulers anyway, Pluto, saying here's a message from your soul about the black egg, which is something powerful, which potentially you could use to transform something in your life if you want to. So it's going to be different for all of you. But yeah, that's it, Scorpio. So fascinating. We keep up the theme again. Keep up the themes of these very kind of deep spiritual kind of connections and messages coming for you. So yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and look forward to seeing you next time.